Hey, hello there. Today we're talking about weight loss versus fat loss. What the fuck So, what is fat loss? Fat loss is when you get rid of the fat, the subcutaneous fat that's underneath the skin. That's fat loss. General weight loss can be water, fat, and muscle. Now, if you want to change your body composition, the body composition is most people's goal. That is to gain muscle and lose fat. Of course, you know that requires exercise, but that also requires an intelligent selection of exercise and diet. Now, right off, I want to state that this video does not recommend or does not recommend. It's not about this video. It's not about recommendation or advice. This video is strictly for educational purposes only. So, there are type of foods that require the body to expend more energy to process. Mono unsaturated fats is one of those. So mono unsaturated fats you can find in almonds, nuts, olive oil, fish oils, and they're very, they're very healthy, but they cause something called the thermic effect because when your body processes them, your body has to utilize energy. They actually create more body heat because the metabolism now is running faster. When your metabolism is running faster, you create more body heat too, because body heat is what burns calories. Calories is a measure of heat. So you have the monounsaturated fats. You have things like green tea that has the egalogactans. Egalogactans also have a thermic effect in your body. They affect the receptors. They affect the receptors in your muscle tissue to help break down, to utilize fat better. And now when you come to the type of carbohydrates, any carbohydrates that have a high amount of fiber, again, the fiber has to be broken down and your body has to work and expend energy. That is much more preferable source of carbs if you want to raise your metabolism. It's also a slow burning carbs, complex carbohydrates. Complex carbohydrates with a high fiber content also will raise your metabolism more. Protein itself requires the body to expend more energy. So protein is another thing that helps raise the metabolism. But now we come to exercise. What kind of exercise? If you want to burn fat rather than just general weight loss, you want something that supplies the body with oxygen, aerobic. The reason for that is the aerobic is what utilizes oxygen, and fat burns best. And fat needs oxygen to oxidize. Inside the mitochondria, the oxygen has to get into the muscle cell. Inside, the oxygen has to get into the muscles inside the mitochondria. Now, in order to do this, lactic acid has to be combined with pyruvate and a few other processes in order that lactic acid has to be combined with pyruvate and I think it's hydrogen. Okay, I forgot oxalate, but it's called the aerobic cycle, where the body takes the lactic acid and recycles it back into oxygen. So there, the oxygen can be delivered to the blood, and the red blood cells can burn the energy, can utilize energy. But now see, oxygen itself needs to get into the mitochondria in order to utilize energy. And what energy we are talking about? We're talking about ATP, adenosine triphosphate. See, the adenosine triphosphate exists in the muscle cell, and it thrives on oxygen. So when you're doing steady exercise where you can breathe, where you're not going above your what they call oxygen depth. This is the fancy word. Take not being able to utilize the oxygen you're taking in. So in other words, the exercise is causing your body to require more oxygen than you can actually breathe in and use. So say you're running, performing a heavy set of squats, and you can't breathe in and into the lungs, and the lungs can't deliver that to the blood and then to the cells in time to get the oxygen. So then your body cannot deliver it to the muscle cells. That type of exercise will burn sugar and will help, develop muscle, but it's not the ideal thing to burn body fat. You want something where allows your body to receive a steady flow of oxygen so that your body could use the oxygen to make more ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which is the chemical that causes muscle contraction. So you don't have to go out and jog. Hey, how you doing? Hey, thank you very much. Cool. So you don't have to go out and jog. You could do something we call a circuit training, where you take exercises for the different parts of the body, with the arms, the legs, and you could work at your own pace. And it doesn't have to be weights. It could be calisthenics. It could be a resistance thing. You can even be like doing some jumping jacks. Anything where you can pace yourself. The idea with the aerobics is to pace yourself. Or there's something called interval training, where you do a pretty hard period of exercise, like maybe 1 or 2 minutes. So people, whatever they can tolerate, and they work at a heart rate that's in intensity that's like 70, 65%, especially when you're starting out. You don't want to max out. So you do your 60, 70% of your exercise effort for 2-3 minutes, and then you rest, and then you allow your heart rate to go down again to like 65, 70%. Hey, how are you? So I really thank you very much for joining up. So it's great seeing you here. So aerobic capacity is built up. It's not just through more oxygen, but did you know that you get more red blood cells the more you exercise? Did you know that you actually get more little sacs called alveoli? Alveoli are little sacs in your lungs that hold the oxygen. Okay, consider them like more bank deposits for your lungs. Okay, so thank you. So your lungs get more efficient, get more places to hold oxygen, and so does your blood. This is why exercise helps burn body fat. Aerobic exercise, okay, which is raises your heart rate generally 65 to 70%. But before you do, you got to get checked out by a doctor to make sure that your heart is good. Like I said, this is not meant for recommendation or advice, but this video and everything I say and state is meant for educational purposes. So you always have to get your heart checked out and get a physical fitness, physical exam by a doctor to clear you for exercise. That's the first thing. But now we're talking about losing fat versus muscle. Did you know that for every extra pound of muscle that you have, your body burns 50 more calories at rest? So if you gain a pound of muscle, you're going to be automatically burning 50 more calories a day without doing anything. Just sitting down. Or you can flex like that, and you burn 50 more calories. That's a good thing about it. Now, muscle is made out of protein. But it also requires carbohydrates for energy and fat for energy. It also requires, a balance of the vitamins and the minerals. So all this is certain vitamins, like the B vitamins, are involved in using carbohydrates. Certain amino acids are very important, like choline. Choline is found in eggs. It helps your body break down fat. Lecithin helps your body break down fat. This is found in foods. And there's certain berries, like raspberries, that cause your body to raise its metabolism. So you can, concentrate and look for these wonderful, wonderful foods that help raise your metabolism. Generally, if you go on a starvation diet, your metabolism is going to slow down and do the opposite of what you want to do. So it's never advisable to go on starvation diets. And never advisable to go on fad diets. It is not the best approach. You can, create a calorie deficit by just adding in more exercise to a regular calorie intake that's suitable for you. So let's say that, there are charts that tell you how much calories you use according to your age. It's called the BM, basal metabolic rate. You can look it up on the internet, basal metabolic rate, the BMR. There are formulas you look up. There's also general guides to tell you how many calories you burn according to your weight, your age, but everyone's different. So I think the basal metabolic rate is something that I've used myself because it utilizes lean body weight rather than just body weight. So when it comes to trying to find out how many calories you burn, you have to look at how much is your lean body weight. Because the lean body weight is what creates the metabolism and burns the calories. So with that, I'm going to leave everybody, and I thank them very much and hope to see you again.